Okay, in an earlier video I indicated that the reports review would be the last video in the series, but in reality this is the last video in the series. And what I wanted to cover was just a couple of the utilities that exist under the file menu that we have not previously discussed. So we've already talked about the first couple of options, how to create a new buyout package, how to open a buyout package. We've closed a buyout package. We've not yet talked about how to copy a buyout package or this manage buyout packages option. So I'm going to start with the copy buyout package option. This could be useful for a number of things. One I mentioned earlier was in the home builder context, where you might have a sort of a template buyout package that represents like a model home with all of its options. And so in that context, maybe you're not beginning your process by importing an estimate. You're beginning your process by copying from an existing buyout package and starting at that point, and then removing the options that you don't need and selecting vendors and so forth. Could also be useful in the case where you've gotten partway into the buyout into the buyout process, and you want to copy what you've done so far and try some other options or what have you. There are a number of different ways that this could be used, even perhaps for the purpose of taking a buyout package and splitting it, where you have an existing buyout package and you make a copy of it, remove items from one, remove items from the other, and effectively split it between two buyout packages. So there are a number of ways you could possibly use this functionality, but let me just kind of go through how this works, and it's pretty simple. So we first select the folder where the buyout packages exist, and then the buyout package that we want to copy. Click Next. Identify a name for the new buyout package. So I'll just say copy of. Optionally a folder to put that in. Again, we have control over adding new folders if we need to and so forth at this point. Click Next, and we're just getting confirmation at this point that we want to copy from this one to this one, and when we're finished we're going to open up the copied buyout package. So we'll click Finish, and there's an issue that we need to address there, but it should have already created it. So okay, we'll open it, and so there's our copy of the buyout package. So that is how that function works, minus the error message that shouldn't be there. Okay, manage buyout packages basically is a tool that allows us to manage the folders and the buyout packages in those folders, up to including even renaming folders, renaming buyout packages, deleting folders, and deleting buyout packages. So it's a fairly powerful tool, but it's there for obviously maintenance of the buyout database. So a couple of things that this would be useful for is, for example, if I as I complete buyout packages, I may want to archive them into a folder. So I could say completed buyout, and so going back up to this top level, I could say maybe Mackenzie Oaks is all done now, even though we know it's not, but we'll say Mackenzie Oaks is all done now. So we want to move that into a new folder, and I think that we might have a refresh issue here where, or a bug. Well, let me just make sure of that. Okay, so our folder tree is not populating. That'll be fixed obviously now that I'm seeing that. But what should happen obviously is we'd see the same set of folders we see here, and we would select the folder that we're moving the package into and click OK, and then it would simply reparent that buyout package under the newly selected folder. Likewise, we can delete packages as well. So if I wanted to get rid of this copy that I made, I simply click the delete button, and be aware that doing this removes everything associated with that buyout package. So all the items that were associated with it, all the quotes, everything that goes along with that buyout package gets deleted in the process of doing this. So it's a tool that should not be used by the average user, obviously, and having an issue there apparently anyway, so can't complete that. All right, so that's what those couple of utilities are there for. Regardless, copy buyout package and manage buyout packages. I think the last item on the menu that I have not talked about is simply selecting the database. The point here is that we are in the very beginning when we talked about the database manager, we created a buyout database, and I said that typically you're going to have just one of those, but you might have multiple if you had multiple accounting databases or multiple estimates databases. This option on the menu just allows us to switch between different buyout databases when and if we need to do so. So here I have two databases, and I could select the other one, which is going to close the one I'm in and open up the one I select. So kind of the equivalent of like selecting the data folder in Sage 300, for example, or something like that. So that is what that function does. And now I think I can safely say that we've completed the series of the review of the beta version of Buyout. And along the way we encountered some anomalies which will be resolved here very shortly. But just be aware of those anomalies as you work with the software, and certainly report if you have any other problems that you encounter along the way as well, because we need to get those resolved as quickly as possible for release.